And gosh, a lot of us are nervous until we get around Belal Muhammad, and then we're just super confident. I am really interested to talk to him, and I hesitate to speak as his friend until I talk to him because of how bright he is in terms of this whole approach. But, Lou Taylor messaged me saying sort of, really tough fight on an off night. And I think some of it could be as simple as that. I think a little bit of an off night for the champion. But you can't take that belt away from him. I know we're off the rails a little bit here. What's up,
No,
Bone?
we are, and I know Bone wants to jump in, and he had a great night in Montreal and all that stuff. But from the remembering, remember the name Belal Muhammad, people will. He was a champion, and look, if this was the shining moment, he got to go. He walked the aisle as a UFC champion. If this is the only one, the guy still made it at such a goddamn high level, right? Like, you can't take that away from him. If the worst thing that happens to Belal Muhammad's fight life is that he didn't defend a championship that he went out and rightfully won, then, oh boy, that means he's like a lot of people. But where he isn't like a lot of people is he was good enough to win the championship in the first place. So for us, because we're feeling it, there's a lot of slow singing and flower bringing for Belal right now. But at the end of the day, the guy accomplished the fucking goal, which is to win the championship.
Bingo.
And even if it didn't go great, he still punched that ticket. He proved to himself he was one of the best in the world at one point in time.
He didn't just go to the Super Bowl, went to the Super Bowl and won it.
Correct.
So, and I genuinely believe he will be back in that arena again. Cody.
Well, isn't that so contrite, right? It's like, we saw it with Anthony Smith 2 weeks ago. It takes somebody's retirement or them to leave the sport for them to finally get their flowers. And it is unfortunate that now everyone is out. Bilal's a warrior. He gave us this amazing fight, and it's like, well, he's always been that guy. Where was this before? Mm-hmm. But to your point, Gresh, Belal Muhammad, and unfortunately, you don't want to jump right into this after a fight, right? Of, oh, well, you can never take that away from him and what you've accomplished and this, that. But Belal Muhammad is a champion far more than the UFC could ever bring him. He has changed my life and how I think about the world, just in what he's done for the people of Palestine. To meet all the people, I met probably 50 people that were there to support Belal Muhammad from Houston, from California, from Chicago, from so many places in the world, that they weren't there to support a fighter. They were there to support a man. And that, to me, is what is important about Belal. And everyone wants to, have their 2 cents on the internet, and it's easy to watch a sport and not have any connection to it. But to me, and because this is a public platform where I can say it, Belal has done more for my life outside of the Octagon than in. And whilst I will always be a fan of him, both as a man and as a fighter, those things to me are what I will always remember. I was in attendance at the event. I, of course, wish that the main event had gone a different way, but I will always have the memory of sitting there with my 87-year-old grandfather watching the fights, in Montreal. I'll always have these years of memories of being with Jason and being with John and being with Belal. So overall, I haven't even rewatched the fight. I'm sure neither has Jason, but that's what I wanted to say is Belal Muhammad will always be a champion to me as a man. And that means far more than any athletic accomplishment.
And Gresh, I'll let you get us out of here, but I'll just say if you're talking about Belal Muhammad, the man, there are a couple moments from this week. Go look at how Belal Muhammad was with Ian Gary's son. Go watch that interaction. That's Belal Muhammad. Did anyone see Belal Muhammad with George St. Pierre? The smile on Bilal's face and rubbing George St. Pierre. I got to get some of this GSP energy, right? That's Belal Muhammad, right? But what was interesting in that interaction with GSP, the final thing GSP said to him with the hug, when he gave him a hug, was on the ground. I like you. I like you on the ground is what GSP said to him, which was
so you know what? Maybe people were catching wind of the whole, hey, he's going to try to stand and throw.
No, and also, and really quick though, and that was authentic when he said it, that he wasn't bullshitting when he said it on the mic. Go ahead. Sorry.
I love that Cody mentioned in there, just to kind of wrap it up today. Cody and he put some tweet stuff out on Twitter, and I don't know if it was Instagram as well, but he said he took his 87-year-old grandfather to the fights in Montreal. Like, seriously, that is bad. My father-in-law is 81 years old. He loves to watch UFC with us, but he can't stay up past, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night on a good night. So Papa Mero getting it done, hanging out until like 1:30 in the morning Eastern time, sitting in there with his grandson watching the fights. Like, seriously, that's pretty dope. Good for Cody, good for his family. That's really cool. As someone who's gone to fight, when we go to fights, we go as a family. They love it. And my kids love it. My wife is just kind of like along for the ride.
There he is.
There he is. Look at that. How about that right there?
I love
Checking it out. Good seats, all that as well. That's really cool. Good for Cody and his grandfather, and able to kind of live that moment.
It's like you're taking me back. Get us out of here. Get us out of here. God, man.
All right, Jay can't take it anymore. We'll see you next week on Gas.
Love you guys.